All right, friends, today we're talking about essential oils and pain. This is something that we've definitely had some dealings with in my family, and certainly many of my friends who I've helped introduce to essential oils have had a lot of successes with this. So I hope you guys can pick up some interesting little bits of info as well. So I am going to quickly go over some housekeeping items so that everybody knows how to do this. If you're on your phone, you can tap the screen in Zoom and it'll pop up something that'll look like this on the bottom. You'll hit the participants button, and then at the bottom of the participant list, you'll see a chat button. So that's where you hit if I'm telling you, hey, you guys want to participate and let me know you're listening. Now, the other option is that you can get the sorry, where did it go? This one, is it? No, this one. I'm going to leave you guys the Google form link in the chat so that you can go through and put your answers in. And that's how you get credit for attending this class. Now, you may be asking, why do I want to make sure that I'm attending the class? Well, it's because you like free stuff. And although we love that you are just joining the community, having fun, the more important thing is the fact that you're investing in your health by learning about the things that you have in your home that are going to be helpful for you. And so you will get your choice of diffuser when you finish all 8 of the lessons in our little session of continuing education. And those lessons are these 8 that you see here. So we're on number 8 right now, oils for pain management. And so be sure that you show you're participating in it so you can get your diffuser. All of these are, I think, appropriate for people of every level, really, even if you've already been using them for a while. You may need to reach out and connect with me. At the Enamored with Nature Oil Education page is a fun place. If you guys haven't been here before, we do have fun stuff come on. Like, for example, if you don't know how to use the BOGOs from the buy one, get ones that just happened this past week, and you'd like to have a little book with all the diffuser blends and DIY projects for how to use those things, you're going to want to make sure that you're connected to this Facebook group. That's another good way that we also, we put out the different classes and things like that we have going on as well. And of course, we'll let you know about BOGOs like last week when they come up. And you may want to also check Amanda Dumas out on YouTube. And we do have a little reminder system if you are concerned about being able to get the Zoom links all the time. Remind's kind of cool if you do want it either through text or through email. There's a way to do that both for Android and iPhone. So you guys can check into that to be able to get how you like it. All right, so we're gonna go with essential oils and pain. And I would love if you guys go ahead and do your first question, right? I usually ask like 4 questions to give a code word. And so that's usually what you end up, putting into the little form there at the end. And so the page here asks you to rate on a scale of 1 to 10 about chronic pain. It's a daily part of my life. Emotional pain, the heaviness is real. Occasional pain, I have good days and bad days. So that would be rating at 1 to 10. Now, for you guys, just in order to have a short little something just in the chat real fast, go ahead and just tell me which category of these 3, chronic pain, emotional pain, or occasional pain, what is your your biggest concern going on right now? Which of these 3 is something that you need the most support with right now? Okay, so put that in a chat as we go. Also be considering as you're thinking about things doing um, with your own personal body or that of your family members. Um, sometimes it's kind of, good to kind of think through, is the fact that do we all get headaches? Is there a mold issue? Do we all have lung issues? Do we all, are there things that are similar, for everybody? Or is it just, one specific person with some back trouble? And little growing legs, sometimes it's the occasional thing. But it's interesting to just track it in your own mind. Now, by the way, if you do want to have a printout of this, I did put that in the chat just now. If you'd like to have this copy of the handout we're working from, I also always put that in the YouTube show notes that also appear in the Facebook group. That way, you guys can be able to have this to look up some things if I go too fast. All right, now always as we're talking about things doing with overall foundational health, I'm always going to tell you guys about the Lifelong Vitality Pack. And this is something that we have gone over several times with, like you hear it in the health and hormones, women's health and hormones section. You hear it in the emotional wellness um, uh, lesson that we did for continuing education. And in lesson 2, we actually I might even be able to show you still here, right? Lesson 2, we actually did this nutrition and supplements where we go a little bit more in depth to lifelong vitality. Now, it really is, it's like very, very important to go ahead and if you're looking to really address a bigger issue, you got to take care of some of these basics. Now, when we want to build a strong body, you got to put all the right fuel inside, and what we eat does affect the either feeds disease or fights disease. The Lifelong Vitality products were actually made not just to fill nutritional needs, but actually they were trying to figure out what would give us the most amount of emotional balance and the most energy level, right? And we find that these affect so many of our things, whether it's for eating right, exercise and weight management, rest to manage stress, reducing toxic load. These kinds of lifestyle things that we can do are definitely really, really helped by the LLV, Lifelong Vitality. And so this is one of the major ways that we can support our body. So many people don't know that it actually is the #1 selling product of doTERRA. Do you guys hear that? The #1 selling product. I know doTERRA is an essential oil company, but it turns out that it's the Lifelong Vitality Pack that is the #1 selling product, because when most people try it and understand the value of how bioavailable it is, and how it affects so many other places, that it's not just nutrition that we're talking about. So both emotional and chronic, as well as occasional pain, are helped by this. So definitely keep that in the back of your mind as you are listening through some of these and thinking about how to support your own pain issues. Okay, back to sharing. Oh, by the way, there is a 30-day money back guarantee. You can send in the empty bottles and doTERRA will send you back the money if you don't like the Lifelong Vitality Pack, if it doesn't work the way you expected it to. Okay, so how does Lifelong Vitality support your chronic pain, or your emotional pain, or your occasional pain? So for chronic pain, it's going to help us with that response to oxidative stress. We have a lot of extra calcium, magnesium, zinc, and vitamin D that are in a very bioavailable format for our bodies. And so the joint function and comfort is definitely increased when we're using that. For the emotional pain, there's so many good things in there, especially in the alpha CRS specifically, are really great for the mental clarity and brain function. And for the E omegas, you'll find there's a pretty wide range of the omega-3 fatty acids for gut and cognitive support. So that's fantastic. And then there's also the lipid oxidation that happens for all of us. And we want to have like brain, eyes, nervous system all being at like peak performance level. And that's really, really key for emotional health. Now for occasional pain, we do just have, just the regular supply of vitamins and minerals that our body's gonna need if we're gonna ask it to do a lot of stuff, right? If we're needing to be on the go or things like that. And it is the optimal nutrition that protects your body to help speed recovery as well. Go ahead. Here's your question number 2. Okay, so question number 2, if you want to put it in the chat, is have you ever tried lifelong vitality supplements, LLV, and what benefit did you see? If the answer is no, you haven't tried it, what benefit would you expect to see? Okay, so just like, a yes and like a couple words of an answer, or a no and a couple words of an answer. So have you ever tried it, and what benefits did you see or do you expect to see? All right, I know I see a couple of you commenting over there. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and see. All right. Okay. Thank you, Gina, for joint issues for the chronic pain. Some are emotional, some occasional. Okay. Marie. Okay. Emotional and occasional pain was definitely, yes, calmer. Yeah, focusing on stressful, being able to focus in stressful situations and being calm during work. That's a good benefit. Marcella says she loves having more energy, more clarity of mind. Awesome. Very good. And Gina hasn't tried it. Hopefully more comfort in the joints. Awesome. Thank you guys for participating. And I'm going to go ahead and keep moving on. You all who are listening to the recording, I hope you'll put some good things in there. I kind of like to read some of the responses that you guys put on your forms. It's fun and gives me good ideas if there's more things I can support you guys with as well. Okay, so actually I was going to tell you guys too. Do I have it here? Oh no, that's later. Never mind. I'm going to pop in here and let you guys know that the code word for today is copaiba. And I'm going to tell you the way we say it is copaiba, like arriba, copaiba. In Brazil, where copaiba essential oil is sourced from, that's supposedly how they say it. So I try to show cultural respect and say it like copaiba. Okay, so it's the 4 syllables, copaiba. And I put the stress on the 3rd syllable. It is not wrong if you say it just copaiba, the 3 syllables, copaiba. It's not wrong, but I choose to do it the way that's supposedly how it's said in Brazil. And that's your code word. Okay, I'm going to go back and share. Oh, no, actually, here's the other thing. Tell me, have you ever been, or do you know someone who is a pill popper? If you are a pill popper or know someone who is, go ahead and put that in the chat for me about pill popping. We're actually going to talk about the dangers of prescription pain medication. So hence my question about pill popping. Here's some crazy facts. Did you guys know that prescription pain medication actually causes more death than car accidents? Crazy. What's really weird about it is that because it's considered safe, especially by teens, and even though they're prescribed, they're considered legal. And so that leads to some of this extra issue. Now, typically, we find they give us false sense of euphoria, but unfortunately, it really leads to addiction very quickly. And I know some people who have had this, where they had to go off some prescription medications because they realized that it was getting to be an issue. And these withdrawal symptoms can be like insomnia, leg spasms, vomiting, diarrhea, cold spasms. And unfortunately, too, this whole digestive shutdown kind of thing is a big deal. Like over time, most of these pain medications slow the bowels, and that ends up causing constipation or bloating and nausea. And there is actually a thing called narcotic bowel syndrome. So when you have like the opioids and um, oh no, opiates, right? There's all these little different opie things. But yeah, so if you guys know someone, this doesn't have to be the exact kind of pill popper. You know, for me, the one that I think of is actually my husband, who would take tons and tons of ibuprofen. Okay, and here's another thing, guys. These are overprescribed. An estimated 90% of people with chronic pain are prescribed opioids, which are medications specifically designed for short-term solutions, even despite evidence indicating that non-drug treatments may provide relief with less risk. So there were always meant to be short-term solutions. And there is overwhelming evidence that natural treatment are effective and safe. So why are they less prevalent? Natural treatments take time and effort, and drugs do not. There's a couple of tips if you are someone who, similar to my husband, is trying to kind of just jump off the regular ibuprofen use. Thankfully, I can tell you guys some fun stories about the things. My husband, he's a big guy, and so he would remind me of that whenever I would notice that he'd be taking like 8 pills on a regular basis. Not even when he was like, had some work injury or something like that, but just like on a regular basis, just to handle his back pain and his headache and things like that. This is before I actually married him, by the way. So yeah, so this is years ago, 14 years ago. But he really, really, it was just a regular thing. He'd pop them like they were candy almost, like he just every day. So I'm delighted that he has a lot more resources. We love the Symphony of the Cells treatment. He actually asked for that, which you guys can see over here. The Symphony of the Cells. Now we do like a full class on this. So if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, you can either do symphonyofthecells.com or look it up on the YouTube channel under Amanda Dumas about Symphony of the Cells. And just in general, like these here, by the way, the one that's listed here is Massage Blend. That's Aroma Touch, and that one's a really, really great one. And also Soothing Blend is the code name for Deep Blue. Okay, so you can remember that the Aroma Touch and Deep Blue are the ones that are listed here. So any of these are going to be amazing for some of your pain that you're trying to work through as well. Here's other tips that you might need for weaning off of pain meds: increasing your water intake and including either some grapefruit or lemon essential oil in there is really great if you're wanting to kind of like help your body. Replacing the habit can also be a big, big deal. So when you normally would be, popping a pill, go ahead and fill up your diffuser, put in some awesome essential oils, take 10 deep breaths, do 10 push-ups, take a walk, get some fresh air, just make a new neural pathway and retrain your brain in order to not just feel like you need to be taking those pills all the time. And these lifelong vitality supplements and things like that are also really, really great to help alleviate some symptoms while you're detoxing. And of course, you guys probably already know this, but the people that you're around, the environment you're around, are going to lift you up or bring you down. So be aware of that if you're trying to work through some of these things as well. Okay, now I get to the fun stuff, which it's actually like some of the things that I really enjoy talking about. Let me just take a minute here and ooze my enthusiastic enjoyment for turmeric. I'm going to show you guys a little bit of a, what do we call this? Close-up. Yeah, we'll call it the close-up of the turmeric. So notice that it actually has the turmeric essential oil as well as the botanical. And what's really cool about that is that when you get both the curcuminoids and the tumerones in the same delivery package, it like totally, I've actually forgotten because I didn't write it down on this page. I think it's 8 times the the amount that if you were taking just one or the other. I think that's right. I might have to go back and listen to my previous recording because I wrote it on a different paper and I didn't write it down here. But anyway, these are really good, and is really it's good for the digestive system. That you do find that the effects of other things that you're doing that are positive, turmeric will really kind of extend some of those positive effects that you're doing with that. It does. Let's see here. Okay, I wrote here something about specifically arthritis. And now that I said it, I'm like, am I even allowed to say that? Joint pain. I don't know. But yeah, so these are really, really good, but not only for the joint pain and things like that, but a lot of people, because this is fighting free radicals in your body, we find this gives a positive, like, neurotransmitter response as well. I don't know if I can tell you guys about all the things, but yeah, so don't delay in checking these out if you haven't yet. These turmeric capsules are really, really good. Also, these deep blue polyphenol complex capsules are amazing, and I will tell you some more about this. I'm going to tell you guys how to get what is, do we need to figure it out? It's an over 50% discount that I can show you guys how to get for these deep blue polyphenol complex. So these ones, not only do they have some turmeric in them, but they don't have the turmeric essential oil. They really are great if you can pair them up. But deep blue polyphenol complex does have frankincense resin, and it does have curcuminoids and things like that in it as well, and some other herbs that are really great. So this is what my husband started taking when he was kind of coming off the other pills that he popped most often. And then topically, we love the deep blue rub. And for this one, a little bit goes a long, long way. So you'll find, if you guys are used to having to slather on a bunch of Bengay or BioFreeze or whatever, I think this one goes a lot farther. And many people get really surprised sometimes that when I carry this around and share it, people will tell me how surprised they are how fast it started working compared to what they're used to. Okay, so now for muscle pain, again, we find the lifelong vitality supplements are important for both of those. Joint stuff, these are great. Now for muscles, we definitely want to insert some copaiba. You guys remember the copaiba, right? So copaiba is great. And then my friend Marge, she is amazing. I commune with her every night before I go to sleep. Marjoram is always next to my bed, and I love the muscle relaxation that happens when this goes on my shoulders. That's typically where I put it. It's either Aroma Touch or marjoram, but marjoram is one of the ingredients in Aroma Touch, so I guess either way, I'm still connecting with Marge. Copaiba usually goes under my tongue. You guys, I typically enjoy copaiba, just the 2 drops under my tongue, because I find it to be a very mild taste. I really don't mind it at all, and I feel like it gets really fast into my bloodstream. If you're not super comfortable taking an essential oil that directly internally, then you can just use these soft gels, which are fantastic, and especially if you have people who are not really used to doing essential oils internally, it's a nice way to be able to help. All right, I have to pop over here for just a second because I'm noticing Marcella mentions that she was a pill popper. She used to categorize her headaches as a 2-pill headache or a 4-pill headache. And also Marie mentioned something that the digestion constipation side effect was immediate when she was doing Motrin or things from the naproxen family. And it would also take her about a month to recover from some of those digestive issues. When she would take those, the doctor told her to never use those again. Yeah. All right. Turmeric under the tongue. Gina, yeah, good comment. Okay. Yeah, what's nice here, oh, I love your question. Thank you, Gina. So when you're doing the turmeric capsules, which have both the essential oil and the botanical, you don't have to take black pepper with it. If you're doing just the regular essential oil, it has different benefits than the botanical does. There's definitely some studies out that show that if you're taking the botanical, like the ground root, so to speak, rhizome, really, I guess technically. But yeah, it is more beneficial if you take it with some black pepper. Okay, I'm going to go back and share my screen here. Okay, so oh, I guess I kind of already talked. Okay, so let me go on to emotional pain. These, oh my goodness, you guys, the adaptive is so amazing. Like I've enjoyed the copaiba quite a bit. And copaiba is one of the ingredients in the adaptive. It actually has lavender, copaiba, I think wild orange, and I'm missing two other ones. I can't off the top of my head, and I don't have it in here with me at the moment. But I like that there's several delivery systems for this. If you have just the plain 15 ml bottle, you can make your own roller bottle. I typically use like a 1:3 ratio or 1:4 ratio as I'm filling that up, making my own. And you can also use the diffuser, which is a fantastic way, especially if you have people in your home who need the emotional benefits, but who may not necessarily be willing to put on the essential oil themselves or track that themselves, but you need them to be in a better shape than they're in. And it really does make a difference, guys. I can tell you story after story about that. Okay, so that's the 15 ml, which is already in the blend, and the roller bottle, which we call this the touch form, is nicely diluted. It's going to be able to kind of stay in the tissues of your skin a little bit better. I've actually used this when I take my kids to the park sometimes, because lavender, copaiba, and wild orange are all just fine if they have like little boo-boos or scrapes or wounds. Plus, it gets them in a better mood instead of keeping them grumpy after they get a boo-boo. So there's lots of ways to use this adaptive touch roller. Now, I feel like for kind of longer term, um, just being able to kind of handle things, and from like a mental health state, these adaptive capsules are really great. They have something proprietary called ahi flower that doTERRA has put together, a combination together with some herbs. And so just all of this is very supportive for all the mental health things that we want. Elevation is also fantastic and smells amazing, especially if you blend it with a little bit of spearmint. And then frankincense actually has very like sedative kind of properties in some ways, but it's also great for the clarity of mind. And this really actually is good for pain as well. It hits certain receptor sites that are really great. So frankincense is going to also be helpful for emotional pain as well. All right, digestive pain. I know this one can be kind of a big deal for many people, and I'd love if you guys, if you have a little comment that you want to put in here about one of these digestive helps. I would love to read a little something more about it. I use Terrazyme daily myself, and I have used the Terrazyme, which helps break down food efficiently, and I don't know, it's kept my littlest guy out of the gastroenterologist office. He has some digestive issues, and this has been able to help him work through some of the allergies and things like that. So that's a huge one. By the way, that one also is another one that I can show you guys how to get a super deep discount on. And the PB Assist, if you guys don't know much about probiotics, I know sometimes they make it into the news, and sometimes people like kind of just forget about probiotics, but we really should be, at least like for 1 week of each month, we should be supporting our body with these really cool. And again, like just like our other little turmeric capsules, they have the prebiotic in them, as well as the green probiotic in the thing of chlorella. So the delivery system is similar in to the turmeric, in that it's kind of like the dual capsule thing. Very effective, guys. Digestin is kind of the go-to when we have a lot of upset. For Tamer is the kids version. So this one's heavier on peppermint, this one's heavier on the spearmint. Both of them are amazing, and my family uses both of them interchangeably. I've been enjoying the tamer just because it's a beautiful smell as well. But my husband likes the digestion like down the gullet when he's having some upset. This is a somewhat new one, the peppermint enteric coated soft gels. And this is designed to be able to get into the large intestine. So go through the stomach, through the small intestine, and into the large intestine, which is often where we would have trouble, say like 6 to 8 hours after we eat. Now, not everybody has that, but many people who struggle with digestive issues, that may be like a key for you to be able to figure out where it is exactly that you need that peppermint. And this delivery system is very, very effective for that. So yeah, and both of these ones and this one are on discount. I'll show you guys how to do that in a minute. Okay, so head tension and migraines. Oh my goodness. I just, there's so many good things. More and more often as I connect with people, like that's one of their main complaints, and it's one of the main ways that I'm introducing people to be able to handle problems that they have in their home and be their own like courageous healer in their own home, is because of this head tension kind of thing. So I'm going to tell you guys what the protocol is for migraines. I don't actually have it listed here, so if we can listen in real good. It's marjoram goes along the jawline. So Sweet Marge, she will definitely help you out. And then we're going to put Deep Blue, that's the soothing blend, and that one goes on the point of pain. So if that's like right here by your eye, then you're going to put like there, here, and here, like you get it wherever that is, or if it's the back of the neck or wherever. On the point of pain where you feel it the sharpest, that's where you put it. Past tense is the head tension blend, and that goes on the back of your neck and the tops of your shoulders. And sometimes people can just get rid of a headache just by using the past tense, but it's step number 3 if you're doing the migraine protocol specifically. And then we have the fourth one is frankincense, which we talked about earlier. You're going to put a drop on your thumb and you're going to press it to the roof of your mouth and hold it there for about 30 seconds. So you're going to look like you're sucking your thumb. I know it looks a little weird. And then the last thing is peppermint goes under the tongue. It helps it get into the blood system, into the bloodstream very quickly. And many people, you may have to do it twice. Most people can usually just get rid of it just with one set of protocols, which of course takes less than a minute. So, I hope you guys find that to be effective. So it's marjoram on the jawline, Deep Blue on the point of pain, past tense on the back of the neck and shoulders, frankincense on the roof of the mouth, and peppermint under the tongue. So hope that'll help you guys as well. And Copaiba soft gels are fantastic. Of course, we mentioned them up there again. It's Copaiba. We mentioned frankincense already. Some people will just put this on the back of their neck. Past tense is the one that many people, now here's another tip for you guys. Here we are in November, probably by December, this won't be an issue, but right now, past tense is not available. That's because they're changing over the top. FDA is going to require everybody to have a child safety cap if the essential oil, it has wintergreen in the blend, and they didn't previously do that. In fact, they haven't officially started requiring it now, but they will be requiring it, and doTERRA wants to get ahead of the game, and so they're changing it over to make it into a 15 ml bottle. Now, what's cool about that is it never was diluted anyway. So I usually got my 10 ml roller bottle of past tense, and I would pop off the top and I'd use a pipette to transfer it to 2 or 3 roller bottles. I divided up. And so now it's just going to come in a 15 ml bottle, and I'll just make my own little individual ones without having to pop a top off. So I think it's great. And I know they'll hopefully be very supportive for you guys. Okay, and then They mentioned eucalyptus here. I would say Aroma Touch should be like probably what I think is, one of the very, very best ones. Let's see, what else do I have here? Okay, I think that might be it. Okay, so let me show you guys. I promised you how to find this for so much cheaper. Oh, and I also just saw one other thing I have to make sure I tell you about. Okay, so here, go ahead and start doing, here's your question that I'm gonna start asking you guys. You can start typing in the, oh, I just see Gina asked how much Digest Zen, a few drops under the tongue. So my husband specifically loves to have Digest Zen, what he calls down the gullet. He feels like, especially if there's any kind of burny feeling up and down there from a heavy meal, he likes it just like to put one drop there, and then sometimes he'll take a drink after, sometimes he won't. I tried it his way and I was like, that actually is pretty effective. For my kids, I typically always have them just do it topical, but I would say even one drop of Digest Zen down the gullet is going to take care of a lot of good issues. And then I think topical is really nice as well. The tamer is really great as well too. Okay, so back to this one. Oh, the question I was gonna have you guys put is, are you on LRP? So it's a three-part question. Are you on LRP? Do you know what percentage you're getting back? And do you know how many points you have? It's a three-part, so you can do like yes, 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 no, 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 whatever. So are you on LRP now? Do you know what your percentage you're getting back? And do you know how many points you have? So I'm going to show you guys how to figure those things out, as well as what to do for ordering those things really cheap. So I'm on the doTERRA page. I'm logging in. You guys saw the holiday items that are coming up. Very exciting. I don't know if you guys have got some of those yet. They're amazing. Okay, so I'm going to come up here and I'm going to go to my account profile, and you guys are going to see down here at the bottom, you're going to see how many points, 30% points accrual. And right now I have 98.5 points. So this is how it goes for us to be able to kind of keep getting our points adding and adding. So at just one PV, so instead of ordering a standard order, go ahead and make it a loyalty rewards order. As long as you're ordering one thing each month, then you are going to keep your LRP points. So my 98 points, which guys, you can get up really, really fast. Now at 50 is where some of the magic starts. That's where you start to increase. Instead of only 10% back, you go from 10 to 15, 20, 25, 30. So every few months, they'll increase your percentage back. So that's why I want you guys to know where you can check for it, so that you know how much, like if you're spending $100 on your doTERRA order and getting things that are really supporting your health, you're actually getting $30 put back into your cart that you can use on more doTERRA stuff. So that's a really nice way to handle supporting more health for you guys. All right, so 50 is where that percentage point increases every couple of months. This is a chart that it kind of goes by. At 100, you qualify to receive income. At 125, you also get the free product of the month. This month, I actually forget what it was, but there's going to be a new one coming up in December. I'm sure it was Litsea, wasn't it? I think it was, no, was that, I think it was Litsea. Anyway, though, so it's fun to have the little freebies. Actually, I saw a list. I'll put it in the Facebook group to show like what we've gotten for the freebies all along. That was kind of fun to see. Okay, so okay, I'm seeing people. Yes, 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 yes. Thank you guys for answering. Okay, back to we were going this one. Okay, so let's go back to shop, and I would like to show you a little bit. Actually, let me see. I'm going to hit the edit order button. I typically have my order process on the 8th, but of course I changed some things around because of the BOGO orders, but I kept most of I loaded this back in for you guys so you can kind of see how I do it. So notice that this lifelong vitality pack, I have all three of them in here. And so it's $79.50, and that's for like a 1 month supply. Although honestly, I usually make it into either 2 full months or 2.5 months because no, 1.5 months or 2 months. I don't know that my body needs all four of the things uh, to be able to have some really good benefits. So I've kind of adjusted around to do this. So sometimes you can make it stretch a little bit. Okay, so but this is what I want to show you guys is um, the probiotic. If I just go buy the probiotic all by itself, even with my 25% discount, well, of course, and again, I'm getting a 30% discount as well because it's so like I'm getting 55% off, but normally it would be 55% off of this 34.50. But when I connect it to my lifelong vitality order, they're like, you're already doing some good things for your body. Let's reward you. So they're giving it to me for only $20. I think that's really great. The Terrazyme that I mentioned also is usually $37.50. I'm getting it for only $20 when I have it connected to my loyalty rewards. Sorry, just kidding. Lifelong Vitality. And then this is the one that I think is really great. Is it's usually $60, but we can add it for only. Sorry, it just told me I couldn't do that. Oh, it's because I was getting the kids thing. All right, I'm gonna go back and do that. All right, so it's only $20 instead of 60. So I think that's really great. You can also see here that when I process this order, it's going to give me more points that are just going to pop right up here into my points category. And what's nice about that is then I can go and use those to pay for stuff. So instead of spending $19.50 for my Douglas fir, my points have gone down and my Douglas fir is now free. And because I'm over 125, it's going to give me whatever the product of the month is. It's going to pop that in there for me for no cost as well. So I can just go through and get what I need to and stuff like that. It's really, really fantastic. So wanted to show you that. And here's the other thing. I don't know if you guys noticed that I'm on the wellness program for, oh, I should show you the other thing. Hang on. Oh, I lost you. Hang on. I clicked the wrong button. I gotta share first. Okay, so here we are. Oh, Black Spruce, I got 2 of them because they're 10% off and they are amazing. So there's a couple of these really cool mind and mood. There's a couple wellness kits. Mind and mood is one of them. And these are some fun things that come with that. Also, when you're on this track of hitting the easy button and supporting your mind and mood, they also give you additional options to get extra capsules or to get like this steady, which is really kind of cool. I have one kid who really goes crazy for that. If you're not sleeping well, this is another thing. So you get 20% off of those things. If you're on the immunity wellness kit program, which is what I'm doing right now, my first kit looked like this. And so that's all going to help my immunity. Month 2, I wanted to show you what came in for me. And then month 3 is going to look like this when I do that. And I also get an additional 3 add-ons, up to 3 of these items each month, which is really, really cool, at a 20% discount. So yeah, big thank you for the 20% discount on these diffuser, the turmeric capsules that I was just telling you guys about, the copaiba, right? Really good things. Oh, and Melissa is like such an amazing like immunity thing. It's like antiviral amazingness. Okay, oh, and there's also, there's one of these for the Relief Wellness Kit of Pain, which we were just talking about, is one of your deals. This may be like a super easy button for you guys to hit. If you want to pop the Relief Wellness Kit into your LRP order, like Loyalty Rewards Program order, that will allow you for only $75 to get this set or this set and this set, right? It goes in order, and plus getting these extra discounted things. So let me show you real quick what I ended up getting, because it's kind of fun, like now that it's arrived, like this little wellness kit. The first one came in a handy dandy little like zipper neoprene bag, which I find to be like the right size for many, many things. I've already used it for a couple different things. And then, but this one comes in something that's much more like, I don't know, package wise, eco-friendly. And it's got some directions on here for immunity kit number 2. So I know how to use each of the things. Plus it also has it like on the little like sticker as I open it. So I got a tongue scraper. I already have like 6 of these in my home because every kid has one, but I will still probably either gift this to somebody or use it. Tongue scraping is amazing and good for health. I got my adorable, like I really like the mouthwash anyway, but having it small so I can take it with me places, I think is even better. So happy about that. I got my On Guard Plus capsules. These ones already have the black pepper and Melissa mixed in here with On Guard. And so I find them very, very effective with the all the things going around, right? I got a tea tree, which I'm so thankful for because I was really getting low, and I had been thinking that I needed to get some during the BOGO. Grapefruit is another one. We mentioned that before as well, especially for detoxing or just having something that's better in your stuff. And I like these little On Guard beadlets. If you guys haven't ever had one of those, it's great. And then I got my 2 black spruces because they're amazing and I was super, super low anyway. Okay, so yeah, wanted to just make sure you guys knew about that. I'm going to answer a question or 2 here. Marie says, you mentioned putting marjoram or aroma touch on to relax muscles. Do you always put it on the point of need? For example, I still have the computer for work, so it's hard for feet and legs to relax at night sometimes. Where would I put the oils for that situation? Yeah, good question. I have marjoram does go really, really well on the bottoms of the feet. And my other friend Rachel House has mentioned to me that when she feels like her kids are going through kind of growth spurts and they have like those aches and pains over their body while they're getting used to growing, that she'll just put aroma touch on the bottoms of their feet as they go to bed as well. I was really into, I actually remember asking her, I'm like, oh, doesn't the peppermint like stimulate? Won't that help like make them stay awake? And she's like, no, it just opens up all the cells, the right thing, and they're breathing better because of the peppermint that's in the aroma touch. But the marjoram is helping them relax. It's got lavender in there. It's got cypress, which is the oil of flow and movement. So you find things just kind of flow well when you have that aroma touch on. So it's a really, really nice blend. So I would recommend that. You don't have to necessarily put it on the point of pain or, work with that location. But great question. Thanks for asking, Marie. Okay, so I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about the type of people that I typically have listen in here. Did I do my work? Yes. Okay. When you guys are sitting here listening to, just kidding. That's not, oh, here we go. All right, when you guys are listening to this, I find you're going to be one of 3 types of people. Either you are just totally excited to live the natural lifestyle. And as you're learning about essential oils, you're thinking about just using them with your family, supporting yourself that way. And doTERRA supports this kind of person by offering free essential oil education. I like to be like, a coach and a research person to point you to different things. But even if you just go to the regular old doTERRA website, you're going to find a ton of resources. Oh, do I have to be on the other page? Hang on, let me go back to the doTERRA homepage. And if you go all the way to the very bottom, you'll see all these ebooks. There's actually an oil certification class that they have. There's podcasts. There's other literature that you guys can get for free. These are actually really kind of cool. Some of the literature, they have these like brochures and magazines. And what's neat about them is they cost a lousy dollar and they're really, really well done. If you guys haven't checked into these, you can access them digitally like we're doing right here, or you can pay $1 and it can come to you in your, box or whatever. Sorry, it's loading, which might take a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and close that out actually, so I don't get distracted doing my other stuff. Oops, yeah, speaking of, where were we? Okay, yeah. All right, so that education is one fantastic way for you guys to be supported if you're type 1. The second type of person is sitting here thinking, oh my goodness, my mother needs these oils, or I want my friend to learn about this. And if you're someone who likes to naturally share what you love, then doTERRA likes to support you through a really generous reward system. And as people are consistently sharing over time, they can eventually have their oil purchases paid for every month. We like to call this free natural health care from doTERRA. So there's actually thousands and thousands of people the world over who are getting free natural health care from doTERRA. The third type of person is sitting here and has been watching me thinking, that's actually what I want to do. I want to be educating people about how to use natural things to support the issues that they're having. And this type of person, doTERRA, is going to take care of you through an incredibly generous compensation plan. And as you start to educate others about the power of essential oils, you can start to earn enough to supplement or even replace your income so that you can be financially free. And I think that's a really big deal. So if you are type 2 or type 3, I hope you'll talk to me afterwards. I can help you get started. And I'll even tell you a little bit more about what that would look like. To first get this understanding, I'm going to tell you the difference between hauling buckets and building a pipeline. So there's this woman who lived in a village that was pretty far away from the water source, and she would strap on this huge long stick that had like all these buckets hanging down from it, and she'd trudge her way to the water source, fill them up, and trudge back. As she sold them, this is how she made money for her family and herself to live. But as different things would pop up certain days and she couldn't go haul things, she recognized that if she didn't do something, that she would be doing this for the rest of her life, and that she wouldn't be able to take care of herself or her family after a certain point. So in her spare time, when she wasn't like, she would haul just enough buckets to be able to like squeak by, but then in her spare time she would go back and start building a pipeline. This pipeline was to direct the water into the village so that she wouldn't have to go back and forth every day. And over the years, as she continued to keep at this program and be consistent and persistent in doing this, the day that she turned on that spigot in the village, she not only was providing a better resource for her village and her family, but also it'll start to allow her time freedom. She could make a choice about where she was spending her time and what she wanted to spend her time doing. And so that is the idea about hauling buckets versus building a pipeline. So here's a question for you. Where are you at? What are you doing? Are you hauling buckets or are you building a pipeline? So I think this is kind of important to look at, when you're at a traditional job that's trading hours for dollars and you don't get a say about how far you want to advance or how much money you want to make. You don't get a say about, what goals that company wants to accomplish. It's somebody else's dream, right? So that would be hauling buckets. That's how to tell if you're, like, well, you want to make more Christmas money. Well, that means you're going to be gone from your family a whole lot more. Versus the authentic direct sales. Now, this is again the authentic one where you're doing things in a way that's taking care of people, showing a servant attitude. Then this is the kind of thing I feel like that really helps me get a sense of what dreams can be made of. I'm building my own dreams, freedom to choose my schedule, and that whole idea of residual income, which I'll tell you more about in just a minute. And I like that there is not a limit to my advancement in earnings when we're doing that the pipeline method. Now, doTERRA specifically is an amazing pipeline to build. There's a whole host of things that I think are great, even more than what's listed here, but 3 of these are what I consider huge, where I think that doTERRA is the very best. So the first is they are the most tested, the most trusted That's why they're being used in hospitals and complementary care with doctors and things like that. There is not another company that is as transparent as doTERRA, and there is not another company that is well, okay, I think there's like three companies who follow the same guidelines for that CPTG rating, certified pure therapeutic grade. But even those ones do not even make their info as available as doTERRA does. Like the doTERRA just really goes way above and beyond in terms of being able to not only look at the purity, but also the potency, which is huge. And that's why you can't just rest on something that is certified organic, because that's only going to tell you that it's pure. It doesn't make a sense about how potent it is. So now this topic here about creating partnerships with growers around the world, that does. Okay, I feel like the passion's rising. Right? It's getting under my skin here. I love that doTERRA doesn't compromise on that purity and kind of factor, but we actually are able to increase the potency by supporting the growers who are actually growing the stuff. There's this co-impact sourcing model that is so beautiful. Please go look up co-impact sourcing about doTERRA. Pick a country. Haiti was the one that I really liked hearing about. Yeah, just because the people in these certain countries are used to being taken advantage of by third party people who are just like sellers who don't really care about the amount of stuff or whatever. Sorry, don't care about the quality of stuff, only the amount of essential oil that they can sell. Many times they're just really treating people poorly, not paying on time, going like way below. Like doTERRA pays 8 times the going rate for the majority of the things that they're looking to partner with, but yet they don't compromise on purity. So it's really amazing. Co-impact sourcing, you guys should look it up. And then also, let's see, what's the other one? Okay, it says record-breaking retention rate of 65% because the average industry rate is 13%. Now, the reason for that is because we're so much into education so that people actually know how to use the things that they're buying, which is very different. Now, here's the other thing too, is because people love the lifelong vitality, they love their essential oils, they love what doTERRA represents and how doTERRA is giving back to, not only through co-impact sourcing models, but also through the Healing Hands Foundation, which is this huge charity that doTERRA has, funded and pours a lot of money into for all sorts of things, including like clean water, building schools, Days for Girls stuff. Really amazing. I know I'm just like throwing out all this stuff. I probably should be a little bit more focused, but because people love doTERRA products as much as they do, we find ourselves ordering all the things that we need on a regular basis. Even if you never mention that you sell doTERRA, people are going to keep ordering because we love and we need these products. And it's not the same as when you have like a clothing, kind of network marketing thing or something for kitchen gadgets or for bags or things like that. So it's not just an order one time and you're set for a couple of years. This is things that we need to support our bodies on a regular basis. So the retention rate, the amounts that people are reordering again and again, is amazing. Okay, Marie mentions here that she hauls a lot of buckets. She talks to people every chance she gets, but doesn't have time to dive into the business at this point. She wants to have some calls and build the business, but right now, just a share co-impact source is really exciting. I'm totally with you on that one, Marie. Yes, okay, and that's cool. Like there's a time, thank you. I thank you for putting that in there, Marie. Because there is a time that I actually was, going to be asking for a testimony. You basically just gave your little testimony, and the whole idea about it being, what you can handle at your particular time of life. Like, yeah, that's adjustable. You get to say in that. Like, it's not dictated by someone else telling you you have to do this now, and that way you don't have to, you don't get to spend time with your grandkids and things like that. All right, so your question probably thinking right now is, how do I make money with doTERRA? Because if I want this income to come in, like, what do I actually have to do? You have to give samples to people and then follow up with them to make sure that they worked. And when they're like, oh my goodness, that was amazing, how do I get more? You teach them about how to use the essential oils, how to get their own account with doTERRA, and then continue to support them after they have those oils in their home. That's it, guys. It's like it's the wash, rinse, repeat kind of thing. It's not bad. I keep thinking we got to change out this thing because you can't see any of the numbers on here. So sorry about that. So we're depending on if you want to pay for your product, supplement your income, or replace and multiply your income. There are, different levels of payment as these, as the different ranks kind of have these averages. And you guys can look into some of these. They have it, I feel like, just on their website about earnings for people at different ranks. So gold, for example, here is, let's say, 4,675 a month, and up to like presidential diamond, which is over 100,000 on a monthly basis. So there's some nice opportunities here, depending on how much you want to work with that. But here's the bigger deal. It's for me more than just pay. Like, money's great, but I I love my free products, and I love the fact that I'm improving my own health. Like, if I look at how I am compared to several years ago, way different. And I'm improving other people's health too, and that makes a difference to me. That leads into this whole living with a purpose, like being able to really empower and equip people to do things that they need to do to be healers in their own home. And then this idea of changing the world. I know that kind of pops up every now and then when we're talking about humanitarian efforts and things like that. But I really do feel like the way we do business, like doTERRA just has models for this co-impact sourcing and for giving back to communities, and just really positive things. I think you guys would be really surprised if you look into some more of that. But this whole change in the world, these are really big, that I feel like go along with the pay, which is amazing too. Thank you again to Marie for sharing. All right, so how much time is involved, you guys might be asking. 3 to 5 hours a week is usually pretty good if you're only going to go for paying for your product. If you're wanting to supplement your income, 10 to 15 hours a week on replacing your income would be a full-time job, 15 to 30 plus hours per week. And again, you get to choose when you do those, which is kind of fun. All right. If you are thinking about if this could work for you, the 3 questions that you're going to want to ask yourself are you passionate about essential oils? Many of us, once we start getting this talking in a community, you find we are. Do you care about people? That's actually, I feel like, important for your future success with doTERRA specifically, because if you're someone who cares more about money, and or cares a lot about things, like you won't find a lot of the pink cars or the flashy, oh, I don't know. Like, you guys know what I'm talking about, right? Like, you see some of these like rewards that different companies like give out and stuff like that. If those are the kinds of things you care about, you won't really like doTERRA very much. If you care about people, then you'll love it. And here's the other question: can you follow a system and get things done? And if so, then this would probably be a fantastic way for you to do some really good things. All right. So the next steps are, once you identify what type of person you are, you're just going to want to let me or Marcella or whoever it is that joins you this call, let one of us know. We have a Business Made Easy presentation to kind of like walk you through some of the things that you need to know. It's fairly short, actually. It's kind of, I like watching it and rewatching it again. And then we just want to have you get connected and sign up for the daily mentor calls at dailymentorcalls.com. Is a really good way. That way you can be effective at sharing doTERRA. Sometimes we find people start off and we just want to give away everything, and we worry about being salesy and things like that. And so if you have a couple good phrases under your belt, and and just like a lot of heart to propel you, it really can go pretty fast to be able to do this. All right, Gina says she likes using the products and sharing with family and friends. Fantastic. All right. Okay, friends, I think we have come to the end. I think I told you all the things that I plan to tell you. Remember that if this is your last one and you are wanting to get your diffuser before Thanksgiving, you'll need to make sure you fill out that form. And we also want, so in the future, starting in January, we'll begin this round again. So if you have some buddies who need to get some oils over the holidays, don't worry. We can help them get some oils and then also plug them into the new round of continuing education as we go forward. All right, friends, have a fantastic weekend. It's like really, really nice weather out there. So try to get out and get your feet in the grass and your face in the sun. It's really good for our health. All right, happy wonderful Thanksgiving to everyone. Many hugs. Bye.